Good morning, everybody. Chris Litton here from Body Basics. I'm with our client spotlight once again, Mo Goldman. If you haven't checked out the newsletter, definitely do so as it relates to this, because towards the end, we have this question about where you want to go at this point. Mo's made some incredible progress. You've heard it throughout the week, and as you read it, you'll find out exactly what. But in response to that, really interesting response. His response was more about maintenance and about improving some areas where he feels he may be in need a little bit more. And one of those areas is flexibility / mobility. And when I asked Mo like what he wanted to kind of speak to today with the educational piece, he didn't surprise me when he mentioned a particular exercise. So Mo, take it away. Like, you had some really good thoughts on what you value about this.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And I think, when I come to the gym, I come to Body Basics with the hope that I will learn some different types of workouts or stretches that I'll be able to utilize maybe even in my day-to-day life, and that as you said, when it comes to my goals right now, it's a lot about just maintaining my health, maybe tweaking little things that need to be tweaked. But one of the things that's always been a struggle for me has been my flexibility. I've always had a very hard time being flexible. I remember growing up in Tucson and going to the gymnastics world and being the absolute least flexible gymnast they've ever seen. I mean, it was horrible. And
is there a plaque like that says like
least flexible? That I should have gotten the least flexible plaque, and I just got ridiculed. Basically in good fun, and I'm actually very close with the guy who runs that gym, still to this day, but it still brings back nightmares. So for me, when I come here, it seems like whether it's Christian, Mariah, Ben, whoever, I find that they are always working on trying to make me a little more flexible, to help me, especially with my running. But I think that this is a good stretch that I've been learning about. I'm always forgetting what the official term is.
We call it an active leg lower.
Yeah.
And so as he's kind of getting set up, so kind of the roots of this have to do with control. So it actually has a lot to do with control of the pelvis and appreciating that the position of the pelvis has an influence on the stretch that the hamstring is under. So what does that mean? If his back is really arched and he's raising his leg, he's already disadvantaged. So if he's running and he doesn't have this awareness of where he's at here, this is what you found out, it affects his stride. So hamstring pulls can come into play, a lot of issues, lower back, other things can come into play. So what Mo's showing here is he's learned how to set himself up with his trunk. So he doesn't have so much arch in his back. Go and arch your back for a second. He doesn't, other way. Oh. So he doesn't have so much arch that you can see my hand popping through there, but instead he's getting rid of some of that, improving his pelvic position, and then he's going to show him what you're doing.
So what I've learned is if you tighten your core and you really station your other foot into the ground and screw it in, when you pull up on your adjacent foot and leg, you feel that stretch in your hamstring, and then there's breathing techniques that we utilize when we do that. So
take it away. Here we go. So as he's breathing like this, you keep going. The intent there is we want to allow him to maintain this control that he's demonstrating here. And you'll notice that when he's breathing, his stomach isn't popping out. He's keeping that abdomen drawn in. That's telling us, as his coach, that he's maintaining this internal control that we're looking for. It's going to give him this positional control so that when he is out there running and doing everything else he's doing in his life, with his kids and so on, he's not going to hurt himself.
And I've learned how interconnected everything is, that your breathing with your core, with your leg, I mean, everything ties into each other so that, it's just as they say, it's a machine, and if you can figure out how they all work together, you'll be more successful. So
awesome. So Active Leg Lower, check it out. Play back the video if you want to give it a try yourself. Have a great Thursday.
have a good one.